Welcome to this new edition of the Vlerick Centre for Financial Services newsletter, or dialogue as we call it. In past editions we have zoomed in on the impact technology has on the financial services sector. Financial technology, or Fintech, is one of the major drivers reshaping the sector. When we talk about Fintech today, we see new challengers entering the financial services sector. On the one hand, you have large tech companies like Apple, Google, Facebook and Amazon, and let's not forget companies like Alibaba. On the other hand, you have small entrepreneurial startups, where we find companies like TransferWise, WorldRemit, Square, Stripe, Mondo and many more out there. And these startups are the focus of this edition of our dialogue, which is now available for all on the Vlerick website. Fintech startups tend to share a number of characteristics. They have a very strong focus on specific product or services they want to offer. They're very transparent, very data-driven, and they focus on simplification while taking away friction points for the customer. Also, many of them are legacy-free, asset-light, scalable, and tend to avoid or omit, at least in the first phase, regulatory compliance. Professors Chuen and Teo, colleagues from SMU, the Singapore Management University, summarized the main fintech startup characteristics in what they call their classic framework. Now, classic stands for customer-centric, legacy-free, asset-light, scalable, simple, innovative and compliance-light. The private sector, for one, seems to love them if we look at the amount of money flowing to fintech startups. The latest figures I have seen from a Citigroup CB Insights report indicates 19 billion private investments in global fintech in 2015. That is times 10 in the last 5 years. So here's our new financial services sector. Incumbent players, the existing banks, insurance companies and market infrastructures, then the large tech companies, and then the smaller startups. And the traditional market dynamics, partner or compete, become very interesting in the financial services sector. Lately, we see a lot more partnering happening in this sector. The startups, on one hand, they need scale, a large client base, client trust, and how to deal with regulation, something which the banks possess. So, yes, there will be competition, which is good for the sector. But we will continue to see new interesting partnerships emerge between the different players, either through investments, incubators, acquisitions, licensing, or other forms of collaboration. The three major challenges we see for fintech startups are the following ones. First of all, competition with other startups. There's an abundance of startups in the market, many focused on the same ideas or pain points. How can they differentiate from each other? Secondly, scaling and integrating. How to grow a substantial client base and how to connect and integrate with other services. Clients want easy, simple and intuitive solutions, but not only for one specific service. The current landscape leads to scattered solutions, which will need to be connected and integrated. A third one is regulation and compliance. This is both a challenge as an opportunity for the startups. A challenge as many startups who are mainly tech-focused now understand the financial services sector is different from, for example, media or retail. This is a heavily regulated sector with a focus on customer protection. So they need to understand and comply with regulation. But it's also an opportunity, as technology can help handling and dealing regulatory aspects. RegTech defines this new wave of startups focused on dealing with MiFID, solvency, Basel, internal reporting, and many other regulatory aspects. So I invite you all to dig deeper in the world of fintech startups by reading the other articles of the newsletter. Keep a close eye on the website for everything that's happening at the school. And please feel free to connect and reach out on these specific topics.